Hello guys, welcome back. So here in this session, we'll talk about ASAP methodology or project phase. Guys, in previous session, what I have explained, so I have just given introductions and then what to say, how many types of projects are there that I have explained. We are having implementations, we are having this rollout project, and then upgradations and support. Right now, if you talk about here in entire session what is happening, guys, I'll explain about implementation project. The reason behind is, I'll tell you guys, implementation everywhere in every tutorial what is happening, guys, people are going to explain the implementation project itself. The reason behind is, in A to Z activity, in the sense, almost every configurations are supposed to be, because implementations means from beginning onwards, starting onwards, we have to perform all the settings, all the configurations. So if anybody is having idea about implementation project, then what is happening, guys, it means you guys will be able to work on support project also, you'll be able to work on enhancement, I mean to say upgrade project, upgradations project also, and you will be able to work on this rollout project also. On any kind of project you guys will be able to work, because if you know A to Z, if you know each and everything, then no worries, right? So here we'll talk about implementation project. Now if you talk about implementation project, guys, then implementation project is going to that is going to be segregated into certain phase, and that is why I have written here project phase. Okay, now it is also called ASAP methodology, right? What is this ASAP methodology, guys? In the sense, like, SAP has given certain methodology, right? Uh, we can say it's a kind of formula by which what is happening, whatever the speed of implementation is there, that is going to be accelerated. In the sense, it is going to be increased. Okay. Now, here what is happening? Let's suppose for every implementation, what happened, guys? Client is going to give certain deadline. Okay. Now, I'll just give a very simple, what do you say, example here. Try to understand. Okay. Very simple, guys. Everything's are going to be simple. Okay. It depends upon the explanations of the faculty. Now, in previous session, what I have done, guys, I have quoted an example of Tata Motor, right? Okay. So just assume that, okay. So in my all, in the sense, like, whatever the upcoming lectures are there, upcoming, what do you say, this one, videos are there. So I'll take the example of Tata Motor. And as I have taken example of Tata Motor, you guys can choose any same company, or else like other companies also you can take the example of other companies also. Now, so Tata Motor. Now, what is happening, guys? Tata Motor is using a different ERP right now, because an organizations, in order to run their all, like, because organization means they are having multiple transactions which is taking place on daily basis. So what will happen, guys? In order to manage those transactions, now it is not possible to manage those transactions with the help of, registers manually, because several transactions are taking place on regular basis, and based on that, management is required multiple or various different kind of reports. So what is happening, guys? Every organizations nowadays, they are using certain ERP, I mean to say certain softwares, right? Say for example, Tata Motor is using an ERP called Tally. So now what will happen, guys? This is the existing ERP which is there in Tata Motor. Now, Tally is a very small ERP, guys, so which is having multiple limitations. Now here, Tata Motor management need various different kind of reports. So in order to meet those requirement, what is happening, guys? It is not possible to meet those kind of requirement with the help of a small ERP. So now what is happening, guys? Their management, in the sense the management of Tata Motor, is looking for a bigger platform, something big, which is going to meet, which is going to meet their requirements. So they have decided to go for SAP, a different software called SAP, a different ERP called SAP, right? Tally is also an ERP, SAP is also an ERP. Likewise, we are having Oracle, we are having QuickBook, we are having multiple various ERPs are there in the market, right? Now, so Tata Motor Management decided to go for SAP. So what will happen, guys? Now, right now they are using Tally and they have decided to go for this SAP. So in that case, of course, SAP should be installed here in Tata Motor in their systems, right? And after installations, guys, multiple configuration steps will be there. We have to configure this SAP as per Tata Motors requirement, right? So who is going to install and who is going to configure this SAP as per Tata Motor requirement? It will be done by SAP consultant. It will be done by you people, right? It will be done by SAP consultant, isn't it? Now, so here this entire installations and configurations, isn't it? So this installation, of course, server installations, if we talk about SAP software installations, it won't take much time. Installations and setting up the server, that is part of, like, it will be done by basis consultant. It's a technical things. But configurations will be done by a functional consultant. Now what is this configurations, right? And how to configure this SAP? So don't worry, guys. Multiple session will be there, in the sense, like, once I start the practical session, all the practical sessions will be there on this configurations only, right? So behind each and every configurations, there will be certain logic. If you guys are able to understand those logic, right? And if the logics are going to be, if logics, if like as I said, like, behind every configurations there will be certain logic, right? So if those things are going to be explained, then what will happen? Of course, like, the journey is going to be quite easy for you people. And then, in the sense, like, behind each and every configurations, as I said, like, there are logic. So if you guys are able to understand those things, then if you follow the steps, like, how to do, right? So learning how to do is not much important, guys. The most important thing is why to do. That you need to know in order to become SAP consultant. Okay, so now here, what is happening? Tata Motor has decided to go for this SAP. So what is happening, guys? This SAP must be installed and configured, right? So now here, this entire installations and configurations activity is called implementation. We have to implement the SAP into Tata Motor. Now, if you talk about the implementations cannot be completed within a few days or few hours. No, it takes too much time, right? On an average, it's going to take maybe 8 to 9 months, 10 months. It depends upon the size of the organizations, isn't it? Now, let's suppose Tata Motor has given a deadline of 8 months. That Tata Motor Management has given a deadline of 8 months. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Here also there will be a confusion. Tata Motor Management has given a deadline of 8 months. To whom? Who is going to implement? So I'll tell you, guys, for implementations, again, when, like, let's suppose Tata Motor is a client here, right? Tata Motor is planning to use this SAP, isn't it? There are multiple players in the market, right? Who is like there in this field, in the sense like SAP implementations and giving this SAP related services, there are multiple. Like if you talk about TCS, IBM, right? We are having like Accenture, having in shortcut guys. We are having Wipro, right? So likewise, we are having other companies as well. Multiple thousands of organizations are there, guys. I'm talking about big players. Okay. So now when Tata Motor is planning to use this SAP, so for that SAP implementation supposed to be done. So Tata Motor is going to invite quotations from these all organizations, right? Everybody are going to quote their prices, that how much, like how much amount they are going to charge for this SAP implementations in Tata Motor, right? And Tata Motor found, so their management is going to check all the quotations, they'll compare all the quotations, and then they, let's suppose, found that this IBM quotations is like in terms of price or whatever the other multiple other terms and conditions are also there. So they found that this is most feasible and suitable for Tata Motor. So what is happening, guys? They have decided to invite IBM for this SAP implementations. Then what will happen, guys? Now, so here, who is going to implement this SAP into Tata Motor? Of course, IBM is going to implement this SAP into Tata Motor. For that, IBM is going to charge money, right? Now, so IBM is going to, like, IBM will be having a team of consultant, and this team of consultant is going to implement this entire SAP into Tata Motor. Okay. So now here, what happened, guys? Tata Motor is going to give a deadline also, that you must have to complete this entire implementations in 8 months. Both parties agreed on this. So now what is happening, guys? How to achieve this deadline, how to complete this entire implementations within this time frame, within this time limits. So for that, SAP has given a formula, SAP has given a methodology called ASAP methodology. In the sense, like whatever this implementation speed is there, that is going to be accelerated. Okay. So ASAP methodology, the full form of ASAP methodology is accelerated SAP methodology. Accelerated SAP methodology means our implementation speed is going to be accelerated if we are going to follow this methodology. In the sense, like SAP says that our entire implementation activities, right? In our entire implementation activity, what is happening, guys? SAP is saying that you segregate this entire activity in certain phases. Phase wise, we have to proceed further. In first phase, we have to complete certain activity. In second phase, we have to complete certain activities. For every phase, we have to decide, we have to like, certain deadline will be there for every phase. First phase must be completed in, let's suppose, 1 month. Second phase must be completed in 2 months. Third phase must be completed in, let's suppose, some 3 months or 4 months, right? So likewise, certain deadline will be there for every phases, and this is how what is happening within a specified time limits, that this entire implementation is going to be done. So hope you guys are able to understand ASAP methodology. It is also called project phase. In the sense, this entire implementation project is going to be segregated in certain phases. What are those phases, guys? That I'm going to explain one by one here. Okay. So now here we are having project preparations, business blueprint, realizations, final preparations, go live, and support. Right. So these are the 5 phases. Okay. SAP says that we have to, whatever this implementation activities are there, that is going to be divided into these 5 phases. Look at here, it's a kind of roadmap, right? So starting journey is going to be started from here, and our final destination is go live and support. Go live means what, guys? Go live means after complete, let's suppose once we have completed this entire implementations, then this SAP is going to be handed over to Tata Motor, right? So SAP is going to be handed over to Tata Motor. in the sense like now this SAP become live to record the live transactions. Okay, so last phase, that is why it is called go live, and then after support is going to be started, that I'll explain in details. Okay, so from here onwards the journey is going to be started on, and our final destination is this one, go live and support. So it's a kind of, look at here, it's a kind of roadmap. First of all, this destinations, then this one, then we have to achieve this one, right, and then this one, and finally fifth one, right? Okay, so in every phases certain activities are going to be performed. What are those activities? That I'll explain guys one by one. It's going to be pretty interesting, and in a very simple way I'm going to explain. Right here at this platform, I'll tell you guys, the people are from various countries are taking enrollment. Since I'm from India, so guys, there might be some issue with my voice and accent, because I'm not from Western countries, and also my accent will be a bit different. So it's my request, guys, kindly bear with that, because I can't do anything in that. Okay, so one by one, I'm going to explain this phrases with a very simple example, guys.